Hi, my name is Chantal and I am Swiss and Guinean. My mom is from Guinea, my dad is from Switzerland. And I grew up most of the time in Switzerland, and we lived also a little bit in Guinea and in Ghana when I was little. Yeah, and I started modeling at the age of 18, which is kind of late, but I was approached already when I was 12 or 13 years old. But at the time I didn't want to know anything about modeling. I was not interested at all. And then I had a girl's mom, like a friend of mine or a girl that went to the same school as me. Her mom kept asking me to work for her fashion show in my hometown. She was a Brazilian and they did this yearly fashion show in my hometown. And I think I declined like two years in a row or 3 years in a row, and then after I was like, okay, come on, I'm gonna do it, but it felt more like kind of doing a favor. And then I ended up actually liking it, and then I went to Zurich, to a bigger town, and then I had my mother agency at the time that saw me there, and that's how it all started. And then when I finished my studies, I went to Milan, and I told myself I'm going to give myself 6 months to see if I like it. And so here I am, 13 years later. And then when I was in Costa Rica 6 years ago, a friend of mine introduced me to Breathwork. And then he's like, oh, you should try Breathwork and everything, and I was very reluctant. And then one day he was there sitting on the floor, he's like, please sit down. I'm like, oh Lord, okay, let's do it. So I did it with him, and then within 10-15 minutes I had like the highest high, but one of the most deepest insight ever, and this just with Breathwork, right? It was super interesting, right? And so I was super fascinated after that first experience. It was more first like to just learn everything about it for myself so I can apply it also in my daily routine and daily practice. And so I just started to share it with loved ones and friends at first, and then yeah, and here I am. So now I just, I offer it also to people when they feel the call for it, yeah. I wish I knew when I was younger that it is okay to take my time for whatever I'm doing, that I don't have to rush into anything. I wish I just knew to be gentle with myself, in general. I would say like, I love you and have your back, because sometimes we're really, so hard on ourselves, or we try to push our inner word or our inner child, or like, I would love, like for my little me, I would love to hold her by her hand and know, hey, everything is gonna be okay, you can trust me, and we got this. Yeah, just like knowing that, hey, there is something bigger, and also that you can like really trust and everything will be okay, And I still tell that myself to this day. As a model, some of the challenges I faced were, like fitting into a certain kind of pictures they want you to be, or a certain kind of like persona. So is it about your weight? Sometimes you're too skinny, sometimes you're too big, you have to lose weight, and all that nonsense, which I'm very happy now also to see that, they're embracing more different kind of bodies and different kind of skin colors as well. I feel also it's very beautiful that now over the years you have seen that change coming now a little bit, because a couple of years ago it was something completely different. There's still so much work to be done also in that field, but especially I think for the young people, that they can look up to someone in a magazine and say, wow, she looks like me, an African girl, and she looks at a magazine and she's like, wow, she looks just like me, she's like completely dark, has short natural hair, or has her fro, or an Asian girl, or whatever, so people can relate more to one another. Because at the end of the day, we all want to belong, right? So using diversity as a marketing term, it's something I don't really like, because I feel like it should be like this. It's nothing we have to discuss. That's how the industry should just like stand for, right? Like seeing beauty and recognizing beauty in all shapes, all colors, all personalities and everything. Again, I'm going to say that now, I'm going to call it out. There have been a lot of brands that haven't used any black girls, on any mixed girls, or any Asian girls, something like that. And then suddenly, after the whole Black Lives Matter, they needed someone to represent you know, that, right? People in all colors, in all shapes. It's just more natural. It's just like a more real, authentic representation of the words. That's it, you know. And I feel like it's so important to celebrate all ages, right? That we can also age in a graceful way, like from being in the 20s, 30s, but like also what does it mean to be like 40, 50 years old and embracing that beauty fully, because, you know, obviously like in the 20s, 30s, we have, you know, we look youthful and everything, but like as we age, we gain so much more experience, we become more wise, right? And I feel like also this society needs to embrace those kind of stages more. So I really like Erika Peña's collection or brand, because it has a lot of floaty dresses and they make me feel like very beautiful. Especially I would wear them, you know, if I have a certain kind of like low-key event, or I mean you can wear it for any time, but now for myself, if I would go like to a beautiful wedding outside, or like to an event, a beach event or something like that, it's just super comfortable and makes you feel like very feminine as well. And yeah, I don't know, and especially I'm in love with the last collection with all the animal prints. I really like animal prints, so I was, yeah, when I saw it I was like, wow, super beautiful, and I'm looking forward to wear some of the pieces as well. Yeah, so when I'm wearing Erika Peña, it makes me, it feels like I'm activating my inner goddess also. So one of my favorite pieces from Erika is the Lolo jumpsuit, because it looks like a dress, but you know, you can run in it, you can do stuff, you can go down, it's super comfortable. You can sit on a scooter, which here in Bali, you know, is very handy to have. But also, yeah, I just really love like the colors she uses, and also like with the bands and the way she accessories everything. Yeah, and like the belts and just the way it looks, like at the end it's always super beautiful and comfy, and just makes you feel like a beautiful woman, you know? So for me, that's what a goddess represents. Like she's strong, fierce, soft at the same time, honest, caring, loving. I would say kind, but like, you know, sometimes we have, when we have like certain kind of like boundaries or something like that, we also have to be like really sharp, I guess, and that's something that I'm also learning, to say no when I actually mean no, and not just like to say yes just to please someone else, right? And just like really to stay true to myself. So women can support one another by really spending time with one another, listen to one another, because oftentimes we like to talk a lot and we don't really listen to one another, and like really listen fully with presence, and trying to walk into someone else's shoes as well, you know, try to understand where this, not understand, but like, yeah, just being really fully here for one another, letting go of competition, letting go of jealousy in a way, but like rather use jealousy as an inspiration, you know, how can I better myself so I can achieve something like that without harming maybe another woman, and loving each other as a sister, like, you know, treat your sisters or other goddesses or your friends, your girlfriends, as you want to be treated as well. And being supportive, helping one another, giving, and allowing yourself also to receive. Yeah, and I feel like really uplift one another, but just because we want to empower each other and we want to help each other grow.